What's up? What's up? What's up? GoldBoys community. That's Finesse the Books. You know Finesse. I'm Aton. I'm over at Odd Shopper. At Finesse the Books, at Shanderbets. Straight's producing. So say hi to us, will you? All right, man. It's a Friday. And I think the craziest thing that's gonna happen all month happened at like 7 a.m., 6:30 a.m. when everybody was asleep. Even you, Finesse, the non-golfer on the show, must have caught wind to what happened with Scotty Scheffler getting arrested. I'm sure that didn't impact your golf bets by any means, but that was the story of the day as we head for another playoff game with the Knicks. We've got UFC in Vegas. We got a ton of shit, but yeah, man, not often you see a guy get arrested and then play golf the same day.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it. Obviously, everybody's talking about it online, but I still don't even know truly what happened. I just know, yeah, it's crazy. He's playing. It's like a big tournament this weekend, right? It's like
Yeah, it's a major,
yeah.
right?
So
Like
yeah,
UFC 300.
he's sitting in a cell overnight and now playing a major is kind of crazy. But yeah, crazy story.
He went in and out, man. It was crazy. Like all the details are going to come out, and I guarantee you, somebody on the force is going to either offer an apology or may take one of those weeks off and shit for this. But outside of all that, where he basically was trying to go into the area that was roped off for people like him, players like him, the whole thing was wild because it was like right out of the scene. It was like right out of a Law and Order or right out of one of these Godfather movies where Scheffler gets arrested. And he's like, I'll be out on the street by 10. And then, he was playing golf. I think he was arrested and playing golf in a matter of like 2 hours. It was just wild, man. Not and you know what the crazy thing is? Like, who's the last golfer to get arrested before playing golf? Like, probably nobody. These dudes are just keeping to themselves, right? And then here you have a story like this. It's wild.
Yeah, crazy. Right before a major event is wild.
I can't imagine, right? Like, I don't even know, man. Like, you would have Mahomes or some shit, right? I mean, you're talking about the best player in the world, like Mahomes getting knocked for like speeding, going like 70 and a 65, right? The day of the Super Bowl. And you're like, what? Mahomes got arrested for what? But I don't know, man. Craziness. Didn't impact me because I already had my golf bets in on Thursday, and Scheffler's the odds-on favorite for everything. So you're just trying to pick a guy to beat him. The funny thing about it, of course, is like since he's the number one guy, you're getting all these tweets about like other dudes who are trying to knock him off as like set him up or like those are the officers or some shit. But whatever. We got basketball. We got some other stuff to talk about, man. How you doing? Everything good with you?
Yeah, similar stuff. Grinding MLB. 17 million games a day. Shout out to my Boston Celtics, Eastern Conference Finals again.
Oh,
Yeah, UFC tomorrow. So yeah, it's an exciting time. Loaded sports week as usual.
yeah, it's nonstop, man. And I love it too because football's right around the corner. I know we had the schedule release. Did you watch that? Like, how much of the schedule show do you watch?
Zero.
Not. It's a prime time event, brother.
Yeah.
Nothing. Not a second of it.
Nope.
Oh man. Did you place any week one bets? I got 3 week one bets already.
Yeah, no, I don't know how people do that, bro. Like I'm so caught up like baseball, UFC, like that's 100% of my brain right now. So I don't know how people do that shit. Football is nowhere near, in my brain right now.
So the one thing that's wild is like week one, there are a lot of trends, there are a lot of numbers, there's just a lot of things that you can look at with week one that don't really change much because it's the start of the season, right? It's not like, oh, in week 4, week 6, you've already played some teams, depending on you may be on the road, it's week one, like you just open up. On April, I got killed on the Odd Shopper Discord, bro, because on April 10th, I put out under 51.5, that game in Brazil, right? Eagles and Packers in Brazil. That's the first game. So I looked at that key number 51. We're over 51.5. Figured, all right, you're on the road, both teams in another country. May take a minute to get going here. Went under 51.5. At the very least, it's just I'm going under a key number there. And I got killed. What are you doing? You're an idiot, degenerate. Who's betting, football April 10th? Well, we may be 112 days away from this game, brother, but that total is down to 48.5 right now. And I think it might dip even more. So every now and again, you get lucky on some shit.
Yeah, you did your job. So no matter what happens, you did your job as a better. So um yeah, I just hate games like that, right? Such random places. Like they played, I think, in Paris and fucking some other place last season. It's just so
Germany, I
hard
think, right?
to. Yeah, Berlin was it? Wait,
I
something
think
like,
you're right.
yeah,
Like
something like
Berlin or
that.
Frankfurt or some shit.
Frankfurt, yeah, Germany. Like it's just so hard to cap, right? How these players, the humans, right? How these players are going, respond in the long flights and all of that is just so tough. And now you get Brazil out of all fucking places. It's gonna be tough. But I like that. You did your job, so
Hey,
yeah.
just try to get in, man. Just try to get in. The other
Mhm.
one I like, Steelers or the Titans. Um, we'll get into some other stuff real quick, but I took the Titans plus 4.5, mainly because of their defense and also fade every week one number one draft pick that's a quarterback. Fade them. It's just the trends, the numbers are really bad, and it doesn't matter how good Caleb Williams is going to be. I think he does have talent, and Chicago definitely upgraded, but you start to see some really rough numbers here for quarterbacks coming out in their first game ATS, and they're 4.5 point favorites, 4.5 point favorites at home for a kid who's never played in the NFL. So I took the 4.5 right there. We'll see if that moves. It may, but that's the only other one. I won't bog you down with more week one shit. I was just curious if you watched the show, which you did it. Nobody's going to hold you accountable for that, and also what you had as well. T Wheels in the house. What's up, man?
Yeah, I was actually looking at the first game of the season. Ravens plus 3. I mean, I'm gonna find that really, really hard to not take. I'm gonna see where the line moves and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's just all the trends you could possibly imagine. The week one trends, the Ravens as dogs, Harbaugh as dogs, Lamar as dogs. So hopefully we 3.5 pop somewhere. And I'll gladly take that. But I was looking at that a little bit.
Okay.
So
Okay. See, there's a
a
little
little
look
bit.
ahead in you,
Yeah, a little bit.
a little bit. All right, man. So, where do you want to start? You want to start with the NBA playoff game tonight? We'll move to some baseball. I can't wait to hear what you have for UFC 300. Maybe we'll pop with some home run plays or two here. But where this basketball game itself last night was on the Wolves on the Discord, which is always nice. There wasn't a lot of unders popped for Odd Shopper finesse for the Nuggets, which was glorious because when you score 70 points in an elimination game, chances are that the majority of those are going to hit. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how you even see this game tonight from a side or a total standpoint. You'd like to think that the Knicks, this is just going to catch up to them. But at the same time, the Pacers are a little bit different at home, especially defensively. I don't really have a lean, to be honest with you, on a side or a total tonight.
Yeah, I'm on the side of violence. I want these two teams to scrap it out every single second with each other. Celtics laying in the wings, getting some extra rest. So it's been a really competitive series, a really physical series. Um, I think the series screams 7. So the books think so too. Pacers getting 6, laying 6 at home. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, no strong lean like you, but I think the Pacers extend. I really do, and I think the Knicks win Game 7 at home. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, interesting series. They could beat up on each other all they want. So hopefully we get a Game 7, and yeah, good series.
Yeah, I'm thinking, all right, Pacers win this thing. It's probably going to be, as you said, a cover 5.5, 6, depending on where you're looking. It's probably going to keep moving that way as well. I think New York is going to try to do what Denver did, although they're not as good as Denver, and Denver can get away with this, especially when your home court is 1,000 miles above sea level. But it looks like the Knicks are just like, man, we got nobody. Like, we're dead. We're crushed. We're exhausted. Dante DiVincenzo couldn't hit a three if his life depended on it right now. Like, you just need some rest. You just need like a second. And I wonder if they just get blown out of the building tonight, knowing that not to say that's the game plan, finesse, right? But I'm saying once things get out of hand, assuming that they do, and this does become a large game. Like, I wonder how fast Tibbs does pull his guys. I know that's not his MO, but you can't afford anybody else getting hurt in this game tonight, or at least just running any type of risk. if you're down by 25 in the third quarter.
Yeah, I don't know how likely that is, but yeah, I just think the Knicks just feel like the square side tonight. Oh, Knicks getting 5.5. Even on the road, like, oh, how can I not take? It just feels like the square side. So yeah, I mean, Pacers might dominate, but I like the Knicks. A bunch of dogs. I trust a lot of their players, so I think it'll be a really competitive game. I don't think you can say one side is more desperate. I think both teams want to win. Obviously, Knicks. Why not? Why wouldn't the Knicks want to close it and try to get some extra rest? So, yeah, I think the Pacers win, like I said, but yeah, tough, really tough one for me.
I'm looking at that total, I think, more so than anything else. All right, what do you have in this game here itself? I looking at that from a total standpoint and thinking that you're probably going to get either an under in this total itself, Finesse, or a you're going to get an under Knicks total, which is going to correlate, I think, to some guys staying under in this game. So the two plays that I played tonight, and they kind of correlate here. Under 2.5 dimes for Dante DiVincenzo, and then over threes for him as well was 3.5. Last I looked, I was actually curious about. Yeah, it's still plus money at 3.5 at 4 threes tonight. And I think at this point, you mentioned if this is closeout mentality and you are trying to put the Pacers out to gain that extra set of rest, knowing that the Eastern Conference schedule's out already, man, then you got to continue to feed DiVincenzo, knowing that he's been a ghost over the last 2 games. He's still been a staple in the Sixers series. He came out strong early in this series, and that shot volume's not going away. So he's not going to turn into a facilitator overnight. They're not going to ask him to now move the ball with an extra pass, things along those lines. If he has any look, you have to take these shots if you're DiVincenzo, A, to help the team close out Indy, but also to get out of your own slump. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks targeted him early to try to get him some early looks there. So I think over the 3.5 threes and under the 2.5 assists would be where I began in this game specific.
Yeah, I like that. I know a lot of smart people on DiVincenzo tonight, so I like that. I haven't bet basketball in weeks, so I'm not capping these games like that or anything like that. But yeah, I like that. I like that look. I know, like
I
I
didn't
said,
know that. Hold on a second.
yeah,
This is breaking news. This is like Scotty Scheffler getting arrested at 5 a.m. breaking news here. You haven't bet a basketball game in weeks?
yeah. Since probably when did baseball? Probably like mid-April. Yeah, probably,
Wow.
probably like mid-April. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. See, I didn't realize that. Once you start something new, you turn your back on the old thing.
Yeah, normally I'll bet NBA playoffs. But I got a little, late start on baseball, so I just wanted to kind of dive in and just focus on that. Between that and UFC, I mean, it is so much work. So, yeah, I just completely turned my back. I'm gonna be betting the Celtics. Probably starting with the Knicks series. I'm
Got
assuming
it.
they win the series.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
just be laying some homework bets and shit like that. But that's really it. Yeah, I'm not capping these games anymore.
Wow. Okay. See, I'm like trying to pull a play or two out here from you, and you don't even have anything because you're not capping it. So I feel like an idiot now. I'm sorry, man. I
No,
was
yeah,
putting
I don't I don't mind. I could always talk ball. Don't mind giving
I
leans,
know
but
you can, right?
I don't want to get at people, some just bullshit, off the top of my head. So
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. By the way, every neighborhood, man. I don't care what neighborhood it is. Every neighborhood's got that house. Even if you live on a row home, somebody's built out on some shit. That's what I see in Philly here. And I have this house behind me that's just bigger than every other house. That's constantly shit going on in at that house. There's constant work. It must cost like twice or 3 times the cost of every other's house to keep up. So all this shit that you're hearing, nobody else is getting work done in the entire neighborhood except one person every single day. They got lawnmowers, they got landscapers, they got somebody messing with the trees. I thought I was safe out here with you, Finesse, for like 25 minutes,
yeah,
and they brought somebody else in here today, man. It's
yeah. I don't
crazy.
hear anything. I don't hear anything
Oh,
in the
okay,
background. So
okay,
yeah, we're
good,
good.
good, because I hear it. It was loud as shit, and I just wanted to say that in the event that you did, but it turns out I didn't even need to say that. So we're good,
Yeah.
man. We're good. All right. Anything else in this game? I'm good.
No, yeah, I'm good.
I'm not racing to the window for this one here, really tonight. Okay. At Finesse the Books again on Twitter, at Shander Bets for me, live on the GoldBoys channel. So make sure you hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate you. Subscribe too. We want to continue to build this community. We'll tell you about Odd Shopper coming up here in a sec. In fact, baseball and Finesse, let's see, straight, if you want to just pull up what we have on Odd Shopper tonight for MLB, since we're both paying attention to that as well. We can sift through and see whatever pops up from like a home run standpoint. But are you running these up by 2 promos on DK? We're running them here in PA.
Yeah, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't have readily access to stuff like that, so it's much tougher for me. But amazing promo. I'm shocked that DK is still running that. Like, how are they not going bankrupt? It's insane.
It's wild, man. Absolutely wild. So what I try to do here is, the strategy I think is just to identify ideally it's a road dog, but anybody that's getting plus to even to plus money that justifies you putting your whatever your limit is on this, your entire limit on there, assuming that it's some denomination of a unit. So I try to find a team that's at least even money, right? And I'm not going to go crazy. I don't think I'm going to go crazy and take like the White Sox tonight, or go out of pocket in that sense. But I think you're right. It's a great promo, and I don't know how DK is able to continue to do this outside of they just must limit the shit out of this thing and say, all right, we're not going to give out crazy money. So looking at it, I actually played the Marlins tonight. And the biggest reason why, look, you got Luzardo on the hill, and I think you at least have a shot. But the reality too is, look, the Mets got basketball here. The Mets just came extra innings victory over the Phillies. That's a big win for New York in this division. And as much as Luzardo has struggled, especially pitching to contact, he still has the K in him. He still has the ability, that four-seamer, to knock people, to blow people off. Christian Scott, it's a small enough sample size for me, but I also think that there's some letdown here from that big win last night. And I get it. Like, we're still May 17th, but you're knocking off the Phillies. Everybody's telling you how the Phillies are the best, this and that. You get a big win late. Now you travel down to South Beach here. I think there's an opportunity at the very least for the Marlins to jump up. And even if that's 2-0 and then they lose 8-2 or 10-2, what have you, that was my little angle there for Miami on that plus money, +2 win by 2 thing.
Yeah, I like it. Keeping it in that same game, I have some action in this game. So you mentioned, right, low total. Luzardo's been rocky this season, but last 2 starts, he's kind of coming back into form. And the Mets have just been absolutely dead versus lefty. So I like the Nerfy in the spot, -125 on Caesars.
Wow.
Both
Nice.
starters, Luzardo and Scott, 7-1 combined to the Nerfy. They've been dominant first time through the order, just absolutely mowing guys down. Both guys first time through the order, which is good. Like I said, Mets been absolutely atrocious this year versus lefties, especially guys at the top of the lineup. Guys like Nemo, Lindor, very cold versus lefties and very cold in general right now over the last 7 to 10 days. 3 of the first 5 guys in the Miami order are batting under 200 in their last 8 games. So both lineups kind of cold, especially the top of the lineups. Low game total. Like I said, I'm expecting a slow start offensively. You mentioned, for the Nets, for the Mets, extra innings and traveling down to South Beach. It's a tough spot, especially offensively. So I'm expecting a slow start offensively. I trust both guys to get it done. So I like no runs first inning.
All right, so check this out on FanDuel, and again, you can shop around here, but on FanDuel, we're at +152 for the Marlins on the run line, getting 1.5, and the Nerfy in that first inning. It's not bad, man.
Yeah.
On the surface, at least. Again, you have to shop and see. Maybe you get 180 somewhere. I don't know, but a lot of that's going to depend on what you get in that no-run first inning. I think more than the run line. But still, I mean, I'd be inclined to do that. I love the logic there for the no-run first inning, especially with that total. And then you have the Marlins in action. And again, as much as my logic applies to being up by 2, and then ultimately, who cares if they blow that lead? I don't think the Mets, especially in this game, in this situation that we both laid out, are going to be down big and then come back and blow out Miami. So if anything, you may have enough of a cushion for the Marlins to just lose by a run at that point. And, you're at home too. So that plays in with last licks here. All right, not bad, man, not bad. Little plus 152 same game parlay there.
I like it.
All right, all right. I was looking at the site there. Where else? Where else you got here? I got a couple of base props, but I'm also looking at some home runs now too. So, you got anybody going yard tonight?
Yeah, I took let's go to the Yankees game. So I'm very interested in these early games, the Phillies game and the Yankees game. I did a little SGP. Juan Soto hit and New York plus a half a run in the first five. That's minus 125 on BetMGM. Really like Soto in his matchup versus Clevenger. Crushes the pitch mix. Clevenger really struggles versus lefties. Short porch in Yankee Stadium. So I also play Soto home run at plus 340. And I lay the chalk. I played Judge at plus 220. I played him yesterday too. He smoked like 4 baseballs. It was crazy. I think he hit 2 doubles. Another one guy caught it right at the wall. So every baseball he's making contact with is going 105 off the bat. So yeah, I played his home run at plus 220, and I played Judge double at plus 430. I think the man has 6 extra base hits in his last 2 games. It's
Yep.
ridiculous. So one of the hottest players on earth right now. So little SGP has some juice, but then some plus money sprinkles. Soto home run, Judge home run, and Judge double.
I love that, man. The Soto play. I mean, look, Judge is going to be there, and I think you're right to attack that. But the Soto play, what do you have on that individually? What were the numbers on that individually? Sorry.
Soto home run plus 340 on FanDuel. I got it at.
Okay, nice, nice. And did you play 1.5 total bases too, or was that just Judge?
No, just the hit and Yankees first 5 parlay together.
Right. Okay. Okay. And then the 2 home runs. Okay, that's
Yeah.
what. Got it. Got it. No, I love it, man. The Soto play, especially 330, is a thing of beauty there. I'm gonna tack this on and see
It's
what
been a
we have.
while
All
since
right.
he went yard too, so he's due.
Yeah, I was looking at Stanton, but I think Soto is the better play. Absolutely. All right. So overall here, seeing if there was anything else from a home run standpoint. I am a little interested in the Rangers, especially with Tyler Anderson, where I think this is kind of a what would you call it? A sell high spot, the opposite of a buy low for Anderson. Just not sure how long he can keep that up. Andrew
Yeah,
Heaney's
that game is going to be fireworks, I think.
9-run total right there. I mean, I'm leaning to laying that on the run line, man. Laying the one, getting the 112 back on the 1.5 on the run line for the Rangers. A lot of that is just expecting Anderson to kind of come back down to earth. The other one too that I saw, this popped up on Odd Shopper, K prop for Ryan Feltner, who is sitting right now. The numbers are pretty good, but it's not really transferring over to a lot of strikeouts, at least recently, right? So Feltner under 4.5 Ks is plus 108 on FanDuel right now. And that's one area that isn't really catching up to everything else. Like he seems to be as close to a groove as you can pitching for a dog shit team and not being super talented. But the strikeouts just aren't coming around, right? Like you're going to give up earned runs when you just he's not a great pitcher. I get that. But he's had some decent numbers, Finesse. And I think even with having some decent numbers, like statistical metrics, not like earned run, I'm just saying statistical metrics, it hasn't transferred over into strikeouts. So you're on the road against San Fran. I know San Fran is a disappointment this year, but I think this is a really good spot to get some plus money for a guy who's probably going to bottom out at 3 to maybe 4 Ks in about 5 innings work if he doesn't get chased.
Yeah. Only problem I'd have with that is the lineup. I'd want to wait for a Giants lineup. Sometimes they just kind of punt their fucking lineup, and the projected lineup has some of those high K guys in there. So yeah, if you get a good lineup in terms of K versus guys, I don't mind that at all. So yeah, I like that. In this, you mentioned the Angels Rangers
Yes.
game.
Go back.
I think that's gonna be a great game. I think we get offense. Angels have been one of the hottest teams in baseball versus lefties. Believe it or not, it's crazy the numbers they're putting up. Power, getting on base, not striking out a lot. I put together a little hit parlay. So Kevin Pillar, who would have fucking thought, one of the hottest guys on that team, batting over 400 versus lefties. Kevin Pillar, Luis Rengifo, Corey Seager, Marcus Simeon, those 4 guys or to get a hit is plus 320 on Bet River. So some nice plus money there. I just couldn't really decide. There's so many guys I like from both teams in terms of total bases, home runs, stuff like that. So I just put them in a hit parlay. So little plus 320, not too bad.
All right, so you got Louis, Pilar. Who else? Those two.
Yeah, Rengifo, Pilar, Seager, Semien.
Seager. There you go. And Simeon. I love that, man. And what'd you say it was on?
Plus 320 on Bet Rivers.
If you add that to our Miami, New York, we're at plus 837.
Not bad.
I might. T Wheels in the house loves Pilar today too.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's it, man. I'm sweating out this one thing on golf today. But other than that, I'm just trying to think. Did I put in anything crazy, anything belligerent? Not quite yet. Not quite yet. It's been a quiet day in the house here. I got my week 1 NFL degeneracy in, so I'm set, man. Let's look at UFC this week, bro. I know you got it's any card is a card for us, especially when I say us, like not you and I, but me and everybody else who's not following the sport as in depth. So this is just free money that you're handing out right here.
Yeah, I mean, this card really fucking sucks. Really, really does. A lot of the people I like are huge favorites. The closely line fights I'm not in love with. Melissa Gatto is sitting around minus 300 against Tamiris Vidal. I really like Melissa Gatto. Again, unplayable on the money line. If you want to pair it with something like that with somebody else, go ahead. But I really like Melissa Gatto. She got that dog in her. She's going to be way bigger, way more physical. She's going to be the better striker. She's going to dictate where this fight goes. So not really a huge fan of big WMMA favorites, but like Melissa Gatto. Adrian Yanez is another big favorite that I really, really like. Some people will tell you the line is wide, blah, 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 whatever, but I think he's going to win. I think he's going to box Vinicius Salvador's face off. Much more dynamic striker. Vinicius is moving up in weight, so that can be a little bit tough as well. Just a major step down for Yanez. Definitely a get right spot for Adrian Yanez. So I think he boxes his face off. Salvador's a tough guy, never been finished before. I think he has a chance to get finished today or be dominated for 3 rounds. So those, not much there. 2 huge favorites. I wish I had more, but just a very shitty card. I'm not in love with anything. Not running to the window with anything just yet.
Okay. But you know what though? That's I think more, as you said, a reflection of the card itself, right? Like not always is this shit popping where it's like you have to force 10 plays on a card if the card itself is not fantastic. Yeah. I do that with golf. I know we compare a lot. We kind of go back and forth on plays before a golf event happens, but I've mentioned that plenty of times where it's like this isn't even like I can't even recognize half the crew in here. What the hell am I forcing bets for?
Yeah, and I can't win a bet right now to save my life in the UFC. So just that last 2 minutes that I just said. Can you hear me? Uh-oh.
Straight. What's going on? Am I muted or is Finesse muted?
Uh-oh.
Look at the look. The look. That's never a good look. Can you hear me? I just can't hear you. Is James talking to us too? Is Straight talking to us? No. Okay. This is crazy. So I got to be careful because my wife might be in the house here. But before I met my wife and I was out here just doing my thing, right? There was an app, you may have heard of it, called Tinder, right? And I met somebody on there who was from Brazil and did not speak English. And my idea, because I wasn't thinking with this head, I was thinking with another head, was, oh, let's just go out. We get a quick drink and we just use our phones and don't worry about it. We'll be fine. It was an unmitigated disaster. It was a fucking catastrophe. I think she left after like 10 minutes because she couldn't understand a goddamn thing I said and vice versa. So I have hope that if you and I just did this for over like 2 minutes, it would be better than that. How come I can't hear you?
Check. No?
I got you now.
Okay, boom. There you go. Yeah, that shit cut off because I was talking UFC and I can't hit a UFC bet to save my life right now. So the internet knew and it cut me the fuck off. That's okay.
UFC gods striking.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, that's your card though, right? We'll take it. We'll take your card. We'll take anything we can get.
Yes, sir.
Love it, man. All right, Finesse, tell the world where you are outside of the Gold Boys community, of course, where so much of what you post is there.
Yeah, shout out Go Boys. Right there, finesse the books. Just dropped a free play today. You can check that out. Looking to do a lot of free stuff on the Twitter, chopping it up. My DM's always open in case you're interested. But yeah, follow me there. And that's it. Appreciate you as always. And back to it next week.
Love it. Love it. No, I appreciate you. This is on the Gold Boys channel. I got to thank you, Finesse, for having me. You held me up
No, it's
today.
your
You
show.
know,
It's still your
I'm
show.
in
It's
your
still
house.
your show.
Yeah, no, it's our show, brother. Appreciate it. Thanks to James for producing. Go ahead, check out oddshopper.com. Check out goldboys.com. There you go. 50% off Oddshopper if you'd like. Use code LIVE on the way out. We're here. We'll see you next week.
Bang, bang.